Hey guys, it's Monday here. A bit of housekeeping before I get started. I know it's Tuesday now, and that's because I couldn't post on Monday because I had so much workload from university that it made it unpractical for me to post. And I'm sure if either Ali or Tracy couldn't post on their prospective days, they would make sure they'd be able to post as soon as they can. What we will try and do is post the day after if we can't post on our normal days, which is why we allowed the day gap between posting, so that if we couldn't post for some reason, we can post the next day. So now that that's out the way, I'll get started. So this week we've been talking about research and how much research is actually needed. For me, you can never do enough research. I feel as though research makes a story more realistic and makes it more believable. In my current project, A New Lease of Life, I did a lot of research before actually starting to write it. That was to do with the fact that I was doing National Novel Writing Month for August. But because of the fact that I like to research and plan and make my story sound realistic. Some of the settings in my story were settings I'd not found myself in, so I wanted to research it so I knew what I was talking about, so that no one could say to me, actually, it's like this. In the Oxford English Dictionary, research is described as the systematic investigation into and study of materials, sources, etc., in order to establish facts and reach new conclusions. And there's many kinds of research. You can research without even realizing you're researching. People watching can be researching because you're observing a particular behaviour which you can then later write about in detail. Another form of research, which I do quite a lot, is just reading other people's work and reading the same genre as the story you're wanting to write, as this should give you an insight on how to structure the story. For A New Lease of Life, I did a lot of web research, including looking at pictures and looking at descriptions, and also looking at background history surrounding mental hospitals and how they structure a day in a mental hospital. As this is a setting that I would never find myself in, or hope never to find myself in, I can't just make it up because that will make it sound unrealistic. So I had to do quite a bit of research to make it sound realistic. And research doesn't just benefit the writer, it benefits the reader as well. Because if the reader knows that research has been done to make the story accurate, they're going to believe it more. So there's my take on how much research should be done and what kind of research is the best research to do. To be fair, any research is good research. You can benefit from doing anything as long as it helps your story along. And as the saying goes, practice makes pros.